Hey everybody, what's up? Today I filmed this mauve cut crease using Modern Renaissance palette. Please like and subscribe and enjoy the tutorial. So I already have concealer on my eyes. I just use my LA Girl Pro Concealer. And then I just put a nice light shade on top of that just to set them. And now I'm going to be putting Scotch chips just at the corner of my eye to make sure I catch any fallout and just make sure I get a nice sharp line at the very end once I take it off, so I don't have to go back in with concealer and reset that. Alright, and the first shade I'm going to go in is with this Love Letter and my ABH Modern Renaissance palette. And I'm just going to start applying that just above my crease, just windshield wiper motions, and just going back and forth until I get it to the right shade I want, make sure I get it light enough I want. So I'm just going to keep going back and forth, going more towards inside my crease, and then packing it a little bit more on the outside so I get a more harsher spot out there. But I also will start going up a little bit to make sure that I blend it up as well, so it's not just a harsh line up, because I want everything nice and blended. As you can see here, I just start kind of dabbing it more there, so it just keeps getting darker towards the outside, and I just keep going back and forth until it's nice and blended up and I get the right color I want. So this next color I'm going in is with Red Ochre, and it's kind of more maroonish color, and I use this right below what the color I just put in, so right below that crease, kind of more into my crease, just to darken it up and kind of show a little bit more of a gradient effect. And I really wanted it to be the outside really dark, and then when I cut my crease, it'll be really nice and shiny. But I don't really worry about anything else getting on my eyelids, so I'm just going to end up covering that with concealer. But I also want to make sure that you can see this color even though I'm going to put concealer over it. And I just keep dipping into that red ochre color until I get it as dark as I want it. And this next color I'm going in is with Cypress Umber, I believe, and it's a darker brown. So that's really going to make the outside look darker. But one thing I did with this side that I did from the different is I accidentally packed too much on this side, which you can't really see yet because I went in really light. And I just kept blending that in with the other colors. And I just kept following that same line that I have been, just a little bit lower, to again get that gradient effect. So right here you can see where I pick up more of the color and just start packing it in to get that nice brown shade that I was looking for. But like I said, not yet, but I start packing it in too much, and then I will go back with the other colors to kind of get those colors back out because I covered them up too much with this color. I went back in with that red ochre shade because, like I said, I did go too much in with that brown shade, so I just had to bring those colors back out and re-blend everything back together, which was extra work, but in the end they did look the same because I did blend all the colors back together and I just went over with the same colors. Okay, so right here I started applying my crease, and this is how I achieved my crease. I just put a little bit of concealer at the very bottom, and right here I applied way too much concealer, and I noticed it as soon as I did it because I was like, girl, that is just too much. But I look up, and this time I kind of messed up, but I ended up blending it all back together. And then from there, that shows you like where your crease should be, so whenever you do open your eyes, you're still going to see the makeup look. But I just connect everything back together, and I just keep on applying that concealer, and I blend, I don't really blend the concealer with the eyeshadow, but I make it easier to blend when I do put the eyeshadow on top of it, so it's not such a harsh and brand new color coming out. Let me know in the description box if this crease method works for you, because I just learned it and it is a lifesaver. Like, it's so much easier to just put it there and look up instead of trying to map out your concealer and then trying to get both eyes even, because they should be even if you put them in the same spot and just look up. It's real simple. Right here is where I'm talking about, where I kind of like towards the edge of my crease or the end of my eye, where I start kind of turning my brush on the side and making it a little bit lighter out there, so it's easier for me to pack on color when I'm starting to blend that in with the concealer. I also shouldn't have blended out the crease so much, because I feel like it should have been more concealer up there, because whenever I do apply the kind of glitter shade on top of that, it's not as harsh as the other eye, because the eye had more concealer, it was more pigmented, or was more set than this one, and I just felt like I should have not blended out the top of my crease so much. So right here, I go back into all of those shades that I use after I've set my crease, and I just start going back in to blend it together, because I want to blend the colors back in, so whenever I do put that gold color on top, it's new and it's not like being covered up by the other colors, because I want that one to sit on top of everything to stand out. But I just go back in with every color and make sure everything's blended out. I reblend the top because I want everything to show nice pigment of color. Also, here is where I started to realize that I blended out the top of my crease so much, so I was trying to get that color back out, or more white, so whenever I put that gold shade, it stood out more. And I also realized that I put way too much brown on, so I was trying to lighten that up, so I was just going back and forth trying to fix my mistakes. So now I'm going in with the shade Bellini and my Too Faced Peach palette, and I'm using this pencil brush from Eco Tools, and I just go right back over my crease like I'm remaking a crease, and I just keep dipping back into that color, and I think I resprayed a couple times because it just was not picking up how much I wanted it to. So I just went back in, I kind of blended it towards the outside a little bit just to make sure everything was blended, but I did go back in a lot over it so it would accomplish as much pigment as I wanted. So right here, as you can see, I just keep going over that crease and stuff to get it pigmented, but right here is where my camera started messing up, so I didn't get my lashes, but they're just kiss lashes because my dog ate my lily lashes, RIP. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.